来着？哇，什么人来的吗？Ay, tangay na. Ay. Google हो रहा है बर्गर साइड एक होया तेरी कोई
捡条命，我再他妈也不坐飞机了。这辈子我也不坐飞机了。
快点，快点！
先走。
快点，快点！我先上面看一个接一个。
先走，先走，先走。
惊魂一幕啊！惊魂一幕！坐飞机全起落架没了。
那个什么呀，我们经济生意死了，我们经济太牛逼了，我们都
掉了前轮了。
哇塞！哇塞！
Oh, dude, it's ripping that thing apart. Oh!
So brace yourself for the big one. That is the warning from a leading scientist who says California is overdue for a major earthquake. So just how big are they talking here when we come back? Meanwhile, California's next big earthquake is coming, folks. You've been hearing it for so many years, but according to a leading scientist who says the Southern California section of the San Andreas Fault is now primed for some action. San Andreas is the state's longest fault and one of the most dangerous. Chief Correspondent Jonathan Hunt live in Los Angeles for us. So, Jonathan, what are they seeing in this fault at this point?
Well, some pretty stark warnings, Martha. We haven't had a big one along the southern section of the San Andreas Fault as earthquake scientists define a big one since about 1857. But there's obviously been a lot of earthquake activity around the globe recently. You'll remember the terrible pictures we have seen from Ecuador, for instance. So now they're saying San Andreas Fault long overdue. And when you look at a map of the San Andreas Fault, it's about 800 miles in total in length, right along California. But it's that southern section near Los Angeles that they're concerned about. You see San Bernardino and Riverside marked there, suburbs of LA, and they say that that section looks ready to go. The quote, in fact, from Thomas Jordan, director of the Southern California Earthquake Center, was this, quote, "The springs on the San Andreas system have been wound very, very tight, and the Southern Andreas Fault in particular looks like it's locked, loaded, and ready to go." Frightening words, and every earthquake expert we've been hearing from in probably the last decade, Martha, has been saying the same thing. The one thing they can't agree on is exactly when it's coming. Martha?
Yeah, and boy, would that be helpful. So how bad do they think, looking at where this is, it could be? And has anything or can anything be done to mitigate the damage?
Well, first of all, on the preparations, they say that we should be prepared for an 8 magnitude earthquake. Obviously, that is absolutely huge. They put out a simulation, in fact, of what the shaking might look like in the LA area. And a 2008 U.S. Geological Survey report said that if we had something like a 7.8 earthquake, for instance, it could cause something like 1,800 deaths, 50,000 injuries, and something like $200 billion in damage to the Southern California area. So this is a major problem.
Followed by a huge tsunami, strikes the continental United States, right here in the Pacific Northwest.
This would be like 5 or 6 Katrinas all at once, up and down from California to Canada would be the closest thing I can think of.
It may sound like a Hollywood disaster movie,